crazy bastards. Welcome back to Minecraft. The sun is going down. Usually I try to save these damn things after I sleep, but I've been kind of busy. For anyone that's been following these, which if you have, then you're out of your damn mind. I got the pyramid done. Woohoo! Check that damn thing out. It's crazy. You gotta go stand on top of it and you look down into it. It's just nuts. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I almost thought about buying the texture pack that takes those damn lines off of the glass so that you can see straight through. But it looks cool as it is. Let me go to sleep because I don't want any assholes coming around. But this is Minecraft. I'll tell you what those totems over there are for. And apparently the Blair Witch decided to leave a block of dirt out here on top of my house. So this area is haunted, just so everybody knows. I haven't slept in this house in a while. I have a new place that I'm sleeping now because I'm trying something new. Oh yeah, Drunken Minecraft. I don't know if you can hear it or not. This is Jack and Coke. I am drinking tonight. I needed to get fucked up tonight because, man, I feel like shit. It's not just a... It's not just a mental feeling like shit, but it's like it's affecting my body. I physically feel like hell because my mind will not stop thinking about bad things. It's really fucked up. But we're in here. Yeah, man, I came over here the other day and I looked and I was like, holy shit! I have all these damn chests that are full of... Oh man, I hit the microphone, sorry. I have all these damn chests that are full of stuff from digging these holes. And that's all I've been doing. I've been digging holes. But let's go up here. Let's do this. From the top of this, we should see my next project. Oh my goodness. I've been looking online to see if anybody else is digging holes the way I am. And they are. There are people that are doing it. They are... Yeah, I think I leveled that one out. They are digging holes like this, these pyramidal shaped holes all the way down to bedrock. I have not seen anybody making glass pyramids though. I'm sure people are. I've seen them doing glass domes. I've seen people making circular holes. But I have not seen anybody do a glass pyramid like this. If anybody has, please let me know. Because I would love to see them. Because I can't be the only one doing this. But if you look over here, I'm starting another one. And of course, I said these are going to be the 3 pyramids because my 3 little pigs, I made houses for them. So these are going to be their burial tombs, just like the ancient pyramids of Giza. Oh my goodness. So you got the little one here, you got this big one here, and that one goes all the way down to bedrock. And as you can see, I've got the 4 corners mapped out. I've got the 4 centers between them mapped out. That is a big son of a bitch. It was way bigger than I thought because I actually, if you can see that one right there where the target is looking at, I had measured out 64 across with the middle of the 64 being in the middle of the hole. And when I got, both ways, I think it comes out to like 80 because I think I went 40 both ways. When I got it done and I looked at it and I said, no, that's pretty cool. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, no. It's 64 from the center to the outside. So it's actually 128 all the way across. So I had to, excuse me, I had to completely remap this whole, there it is again. I had to completely remap this whole thing. Is that math right? I mean, is it 64 from center to 128? Because it's 64 down. And actually, from that point where I started, it was more than 64 down. But isn't it 64 down, 64 up from water level? I don't know. God, I have no clue. I'm a Minecraft idiot. Let's go over here. We'll take a look at it. But this is the edge. These are the edges I'm going by. I have flattened all this down as best I could. I am planning on flattening all of this down to the level, to this level. That will help me, dig the whole thing out completely. But this used to be a river. I have filled the whole river in. And of course, I'll go down this way. As I started digging, I found that this whole thing is one big cave system. Huge, huge cave system down here. I mean, this is all natural right here. So this is one of those big, huge caves. This right here was actually open. I filled all this in. So you can see it still goes down. It was so much. I was like, oh my God. It's nice because I don't have to dig, that much of it out. But still, holy crap, there's a lot down here. But you come all the way down, and yeah, I've got bedrock on the very bottom. You look up, and it's, jeez, it's a lot. That is a damn lot. And then I made 4 ways out right up the centers. I started digging this out just to see if I could. It took me forever. It took me like 4 hours. It was just ridiculous. It's just a lot of digging. A lot of digging, tons of pickaxes. As I've been down here, I've been trying to get iron and diamonds and all this other stuff, and I came across this like diamond nirvana. It was like 36, 38 diamond. I've since used most of it. There's a little bit more of that cave system. I mean, it's huge. It's the whole thing. You would never know that this entire thing was just one big cave system. It's nuts. This is a little bit more of it too, going up into that way. If you come out here, and as you can see, I have been a very busy little monkey. This whole mountain here has to come down, of course. So it's just been hacking away and hacking away and hacking away, and yeah, it's been a slow process. But it keeps me sane. It keeps me from going crazy and killing people. This is basically all I've been doing. It's while I wait for videos to render in YouTube, while I'm doing editing, this is what I do. I dig. I will put on. I've actually been watching a lot of Penn and Teller videos on YouTube. Just whatever Penn and Teller shit I can find, I'll put that on there, and I'll sit here and watch it and joke around and enjoy the hell out of it and dig a hole. Plus, I'm getting drunk. Because, man, it's just been a crazy ass day. Some cool little features over here. This over here is all natural. I didn't touch that. You got this like weird circular crater over here, which is cool as shit. I might take those trees out just to open that up, because I think it looks cool as hell. And that big monster tree, I think we've seen that before. And then, yeah, there's not much else. All this swamp down here. Pfft. But that line represents where that line is on those. And of course this line, it extends all the way around. That way I have some kind of idea of where I need to stop digging on the edges. And that's not where the sea level is. That's just where the highest point of those mountains over there were, because I don't want to dig. I don't want to say it that way either. That sounds dumb. That's where the highest point of me coming out of the shaft was. I should put it that way. Where that level is. So eventually I will make everything to that level right there, which means all that. But as you can see, I got these 2 big ass mountains. Plus I've got, 3 layers of dirt to get down to that point, plus 2 more, so that's 5 layers. So I've got to take this whole goddamn valley 5 layers down. Ah, man. It's going to take a while, too. I've already told myself, I'm not even trying to worry about getting this done quick. I not only not only is it going to take me forever to do it, but somewhere halfway through, I'm going to have to start cooking sand. Because the glass for this pyramid is going to be insane. Just the glass for that pyramid was nuts. This one, shit, that's a whole new level of crazy. Which, this has been my sand pit. I have decimated this whole beach over here. I come over here and look, and this used to be all the way up to the dirt. I have just absolutely decimated this, but I still have all that over there, and then I know that over there underneath the sand is, there's more. So, Oh, I have not talked in a while. I have not recorded in a while. I don't want to dig up through there. I can go through here. I have not been recording just because I have so many videos that are pre-recorded at this point that I just I haven't worried about it. I haven't had to worry about it. I need to get back on it and get my throat back together because I'm starting to sound like I did whenever I recorded that first Pac-Man video. Jesus. I'm sure the whiskey isn't helping either. Wow. I think we can sleep now, yeah. For some reason, it keeps glitching into this wall. It'll be okay. It'll be alright. I don't think I'm in it. Yeah, I do. I don't make iron or anything. Nope. But I've set up a temporary camp over here because I got so tired of walking way over there. And plus, like I said, I think it was an Enderman put that piece of dirt up on top of my house. It's enough to scare you away. I seriously came back to the house. I was like, oh my god, Blair Witch was here. Now I want to keep that. Okay. So how in the holy hell is everyone doing out there? I described how my life is going. Actually, I haven't really. We're doing all right. I'm still working. That's got to be something, right? Still working a shitty ass job that I don't like, but it is what it is. I'll keep working it until they tell me otherwise, or until I can find something else, which has been a problem because I just haven't been able to find a job. I've been putting out millions of applications, but really, dickheads. That shit only happens whenever I'm talking to you guys. So it's like all these animals, like they only start misbehaving whenever you guys are around, whenever I'm recording. So, sheesh. But yeah, I've just been working, making that shitty ass money, and putting in tons of applications, talking to staffing agencies, trying to find something, and nothing's coming up. And of course, because I'm sitting on my ass at work all day, my weight has started rising. I have been working out. I've been working out like crazy. I think the only thing that's come from me working out though is just that my testosterone has gone through the roof. I'm a man. I'm a man, and it has been showing. Oh my goodness. Of course, the obvious thing is, yes, my sex drive has gone through the roof. But you can ask her about that too. She would say no comment. But I have. Well, I've been growing hair in different places, and I've been getting these weird mixed up feelings. I have been getting a little more confrontational than I think I'm getting I'm getting agitated easier. I'm getting frustrated at things easier. I do not like being out of control. It's man stuff, you know? And it's like, you know, and this shit's ingrained in you. It's what it is. People want to sit there and they want to talk about, you know, genders and gender reversals and how we aren't programmed to be the people that we are. And I'm like, no. If you increase a certain amount of something in your body that causes you to be the person that you are, that, you know, you were born to be, then you're going to become that way. You can remove that with pills and hormones and all this other stuff, and that's how most of these people do it. But, you know, sorry, but you start working out again, or you start working out, period, you're going to get that testosterone running. You get that testosterone running, and you start finding out what sex you are. And I'm a man. I think I've only felt this way one other time, and that was whenever I had lost all the weight whenever I was about 25, 26, and I started working out back then, and same old thing, as I would get easily frustrated. I thank God that I had found my ex-girlfriend at the time, and because, man, I had to take out my frustrations on something. Damn. And I'm not talking about beating her, Jesus Christ. I never hit a woman that didn't want me to. Yeah, you heard that right. Giggity. But it is true. There's I got hair on my face. I got dangly parts between my legs. I got hair in my ass. I'm a Myron. I know who I am. I am not changing any goddamn genders anytime soon. If you want to, hey, sure, go for it. But you ain't getting me, motherfucker. And at this point, I don't think I'm going to stop working out, because I feel, when I do it, I feel better. I feel energized. I feel recharged. I'm not seeing any results other than, you know, that last day that I'm doing it, I feel looser. My knees and my arms, my shoulders, they aren't constantly screaming at me, you know, being old man knees or anything like that. But I do feel better. I feel more active. I think that's a lot of my problem too. I'm just not active enough. We don't get to go out and do stuff like we used to. And that's mostly money and, you know, not having time. Because we've been busy a lot over the past several months. It seems like ever since I quit my old job that it's just been a whirlwind of bullshit. And I keep losing sight of getting past the bullshit. You know, you get caught in it sometimes. It's like, it feels like, oh my God, we're never gonna get out. And it's like today. Today it was like, you know, I want to go back to the way it was. I want to go back to the days when I had enough money to be able to do whatever I wanted. I want to go back to the days when we had a lot of freedom to be able to go do the things that we wanted to do. I want to get back to those points. And we can't right now because of certain factors that are out of our control. But, yeah. kind of been a long process. It's not going to be over for another couple years. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. Today I had a lot of problems. I kept saying to myself, man, what am I doing wrong? Oh, yeah, by the way, if anybody needs to know, that was a diamond pickaxe that broke. And yes, I have 2 more. But today, it's like the whole day I just kept asking myself, what am I doing wrong? What am I not doing to fulfill whatever it is that I have to do in my life? Because I had a decent amount of money. It wasn't perfect money. It definitely was not the amount of money that I needed to be getting paid for what job I was doing. That's for damn sure. We just moved into a new house, you know. We were getting out more, going exploring, seeing different things, living that 30-something's dream life, you know. And then it all just seemed to fall apart. I mean, what am I doing wrong? And it just seems like today I asked myself, it's like, you know, when is my break? When do I get the win that I think I've earned? I think I've earned one. You know, I've done my time. Everybody always asks me, you know, well, why did you quit your old job? Well, it's because I had another job that was supposed to start immediately after I quit my other one. But as soon as I turned in my 2 weeks notice, I'll be goddamned if the offer got rescinded. It's like, well, wait a second. That's not fair. You can't just, you know, you can't pull a guy into the shop, show him around, give him the handshake, look him in the eye, and say, okay, you know, we'll see you in a couple weeks. And then turn around a week later and say, well, we offered the job to somebody else. You can't just do that. That's fucked up. Of course, then I found out that the place I was working at, they didn't really like me to begin with because I didn't want to, or I was, how did the one guy put it? He said I was trying too hard to be the boss. And I said, no, I was the boss. I said, I wasn't trying to be anything. You put me in charge of the back shop. If I'm in charge of the back shop, I'm going to run the back shop. It's just you wouldn't pay me to run the back shop. You wouldn't let me have any say in the back shop, and you wouldn't tell the other people that even though they needed to do their jobs and all that first, that I was in charge, because I was. You don't come out and tell me to tell them what to do if I'm not in charge. That kind of shit just doesn't make any sense. So that's why I quit. Ooh. That was a little bit too much Jack on that one. Oh my goodness. But if you're going to put a guy in charge, I mean, if you're going to have me do my old job, which was shipping and receiving. I mean, I was in charge of everything that came off the truck, everything that went back on the truck, almost everything in between. Notifying customers, all that stuff. If you're going to put me in charge of that, and then put me in charge of telling your workforce what to do, when to do, how to do it, and then tell me, you know, well, just make sure this gets done I mean, and this gets done, that gets done, and it gets done this certain way and all this stuff. I mean, if you're going to basically put me in charge, if you're going to give me all that stuff that supervisors do, which I have been a supervisor, which no one ever asked me at that job if I'd ever been a supervisor or not. But if you're going to do all those things that a supervisor does, you should be getting paid what a supervisor does. You shouldn't be the second lowest paid employee in your goddamn shop. That's all I gotta say about that. When I started that job, I was the lowest paid employee in the shop. I was making 50 cents over minimum wage, and it was bullshit. And I worked my ass off to get the boss to notice that I'm better than this. I have the right to earn more than this. So he gives me $1 raise after, oh God, what was it? It was $1.50 raise, I think. After, I think it was 6 months, 8 months. It was a long time. I mean, I was there for a long time, and then I kept getting promised, oh yeah, we'll give you a couple bucks, and oh yeah, you know, you'll get paid something good. You're doing a damn good job. You know, you'll get this, you'll get that. And then it was some short change nonsense like that, and I was like, really? Of course, at the time, we had a supervisor. We had a damn good supervisor. He knew his shit. He knew how to get a job done. Nobody in the shop liked him because he spoke his mind. He did his job. If he had a problem with you, he was going to tell you about it. And this was one of those, how do you want to describe it? Fluffy, duffy, political correct. Oh, we're not looking for confrontation shops. That we can all manage ourselves, and that we can all be peaceful and all get along, and we can all do our thing, and everybody's going to be happy because of it. It's a shop. You know, that PC police happy-go-lucky bullshit works in the front office. And that's fine. But when you're in the back and you got deadlines to meet, you got to put your goddamn foot down. You got to put your foot down, you got to kick people in the ass, and to hell with their goddamn feelings, you got to get the job done. And that's what this guy did. People didn't like it, so they eventually pissed him off to the point that I don't know what happened. Either he got fired or he quit. It was one way or the other. I think he got fired. So we went without a supervisor. We went without a manager forever. It was a good, I bet you it was another good 8 months before they put anybody else in charge. And between that 8 months, you know, I'm sitting back there saying, you know, I'm the only guy in the shop that gets to do everything. He gets to go everywhere, gets to see everything. I'm the one that talks to everybody. I'm in the front office more than anybody else in the back. I do all the running. I talk to the customers. I do this. I do that. I know I said it on more than several occasions. You know, put me in charge. Just put me in charge. You know, if you need somebody to run the shop, I'll do it for you. If you need this, I'll do it for you. You know, I know I said that several times. Even though certain people claim that I never said a word about it. Ugh. Bullshit. I said it several times right to his face. But he never did. He just kept working me and working me and working me. Just kept adding on jobs. Everybody else had their own job to do. You know. Oh, you got to do this. Well, you just keep doing that. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Oh, there's another. You keep doing that. You'll be just fine. Well, you keep doing that, you'll be okay. No problem. Oh, yeah, by the way, here, you know, this is me. Yeah, by the way, you know, here's 3 more things I want you to take care of, you know. While you're doing that, you know, make sure everybody else out there is doing their jobs, too. It's like, I'm not paid to be a babysitter, motherfucker. I'm paid to do shipping and receiving. But, you know, what do you want? Same old bullshit. So, of course, you know, that's going to affect a man. The more you ask, you know, hey, when are you going to put me in charge? And you don't get it, it's going to frustrate you. And I will admit, I went in several times full of frustration because there was nothing happening. Nothing was coming from it. Nobody was doing anything about it. I kept getting a friggin' cold shoulder all the time. Every time I asked about it, nothing. Nothing ever came of it. And then suddenly, I started looking for other jobs. There was a kid came in as a temporary in the summer of last year. Came in and said, "Well, hey, you know, our place is paying such and such amount. They're looking for a shipping and receiving guy, you know." And I'm like, "Holy shit, man! That's like $2.50 over what I'm making now. Why in the hell am I doing this for them when I know that, you know, these other guys that are doing practically the same thing are paying me, you know, would want to pay me this much more?" So I put in an application. I put in an application with them, and I put in an application with a place in a state over, just for shits and giggles. The same exact job, same exact thing that I was doing, except they wanted to pay me $3 to $4 more than I was making. So I did it just to see. Both places called me back. Both places wanted to have me come in and try out for an interview. And I'm like, well, shit, man. There we go, right there. So I went to my boss and I said, look, you know, I have a fair amount of investment in this company. I've put in a year and a half of my time, you know. What are you going to do for me? You know, these guys over here want to pay me this. These guys over here want to pay me this. And you're paying me this. I said, if you can put this much on it, I will stay and work for you. And the amount that I put down for him was reasonable. It was still second lowest paid. Actually, at the time, before he pulled new people in, because a lot of people got fired out of that place. For being such a small shop, that place had a lot of turnaround. And it was mostly because people just got tired of the bullshit, you know, same old nonsense. But for what he was paying me, it was pretty good at the time because I knew everybody else's wages. I was practically a manager. What do you want, you know? As a manager, you tend to know these things, and I knew these things. I knew a lot more about that place than most people even knew that I knew. But so I said, you know, if you can make this, then I'll stay with you. And he said, sure. So I got the money. Another drink. It wasn't near as good as what these other people were paying. You know, they wanted to offer me $3 or $4 more over. I only asked them for $2. But again, you know, brand loyalty, man. You gotta stick with a guy that has done you fairly good. And that's what I did. I stuck it out. But he said, with this, that you're going to get a lot more responsibilities. And of course, the first thing I said was, okay, if I'm getting the responsibilities, then let's talk about promotions. Of course, that led him to tell me, oh, well, we're fine the way we are. I'm not planning on changing anything anytime soon. Oh, you son of a bitch. So, now I'm going into work making $2 more than I did. I think it was $2.50 more than I did. Going into work making $2.50 more than I did. Taking on, I don't want to say twice as many responsibilities, but it felt like it. Some days it really, really felt like it. I was doing the work of 4 people. I was definitely doing the work of 4 people, but it was a lot more responsibility. But I was not getting the promotion that I wanted. And after a while, you start running yourself ragged like that. And I was starting to screw up. I was starting to mess things up. There were things that were not coming out right because it was my fault, because I couldn't keep track of everything. And of course, somewhere along the line, he had told, no, I don't need to take this out, do I? Shit, what am I doing? Somewhere along the line, he had told everybody else that it was my responsibility and not theirs. So, as long as they do their job, I will do my job, and it should be okay. And, of course, basically what that means is everybody else has a free pass to fuck around and not do anything, and I'm the one that has to get stuck doing all the work. So I got even doubly more frustrated, way more overworked. I was just not having good days at work. Even when I asked for help, I would go into his office and I would say, look, you've got me out here doing the work of 3 people. I need it. I need help. And he would hire help. He brought in a couple guys that, oh man, I don't even know if I should even go into this or not. He brought in a nephew that was 18 years old, punk cell phone millennial that, I mean, he was a good kid, you just had to keep on top of him, which basically meant that I had to sit there and babysit him all goddamn day. So that wasn't really that much help, so when he had to go off to college, then old boss man hired this other kid fresh out of college that was probably supposed to be helping in the front office, but for some reason he put them back there with me, which is kind of bullshit because he did hire this kid for the front office eventually. He probably hired him in for twice as much as I was making. That's a fucking bastard. But he was useless too. You couldn't teach him how to work. he was one of those. Everything was in one ear and out the other, and he just couldn't get it. He had never worked a day in his life. So of course they decided to stick him over another part of the building doing less physical things. It's just like, oh my god, just give me somebody that'll work. And then he hires this Mexican woman, and she worked. She was fine. Couldn't speak a lick of English. I had to have a translator. It was horrible. And eventually that turned into, oh well, she's got to be in another section so that she can help somebody else out. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me you brought somebody in to help me, but you're moving her over there to help them out? What the shit? And of course, that was one of those things where I only had help for maybe half a day, and usually it wasn't the best half of the day. Usually I would have to work my ass off, work, and then I'd have to bring this woman over, and through the worst broken English possible, explain to her that she had to do this so that I can go do something else, even though she never did anything right. But she eventually quit because she thought there was a miscommunication. Because we kept moving her around, that she thought that she was getting fired. And I was like, oh my god, see, this is what happens when you move people around like that. But then he hired this third woman, and she was never meant to be mine. She was always meant to come in to help with something else, and was only supposed to help me, even though she was doing half the jobs that I was doing, she had done in another job. And I said, oh my God, she would be perfect. She can sit there and do that, and that will let me get everything else done. That's what we need. But it was another one of those things where, nope. She got pulled over one day, came back after 4 hours. You know, we did that for about a week, but then those 4 hours became, 3 hours. The amount of time I had her would be 3 hours. Then the next day it would be 2 hours. The next day it'd be 1 hour. And then eventually she was over there permanently, and I didn't have any help again. And we were back to square one. Son of a bitch. And that's the way it went. Just me over there doing my job by myself, busting my ass, trying to get shit running. And all the while, everybody's like, well, if you need any help, let me know. And I'm like, I ask you guys for help all the goddamn time. But nobody ever comes. And if anybody does come, they only come over here and help for an hour and then they walk away. Like, I need somebody to come over here and help for half a day because I got other shit to do. But it never worked out like that. And everything started falling apart again, sure enough. And the next thing I know, he put somebody else in charge. And that was the straw that broke my back. That was whenever I finally said, this is the way it's going to be. Because for some reason, he doesn't want me in charge. He never wanted me in charge. Apparently, I reminded him, from what I was told later on, I reminded him too much of our previous manager. And I was like, well, I can't always tell everybody that it's all going to be fucking unicorns and rainbows, because it's not. I got some bad news for you, sunshine. This is real work. This is the real world. And in the real world, they expect results. And if you don't want to give anybody results, then you're just going to get fucked in your ass, and you're just going to lose money every single day. And that's what he did. He was bleeding money at one point in time, and I said, it's because you don't take this seriously. If you're not going to take this seriously, then you are not going to make it in a manufacturing process. So I found out another job. I had the interview. The guy brought me in, took me around, showed me what I was doing, shook my hand, told me that he'd see me in 2 weeks. I went in that day and put in my 2 weeks notice to this other job. And I was like, you treated me as good as I could, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it. All I'm going to say is I found something else, and I'm moving on. And of course, my boss at the time said, I understand, I wish you well in all your future endeavors. And that's exactly what he told me. For anyone that has watched any of my other videos, excuse me, and has heard me say that in the outro, and now you know where it came from. I mean, not only that, but it's what it's the standard WWE when they fire you, and they when they fire you and they want to hopefully bring you back one day. That's what they say. We wish you well in your future endeavors. That's what he did. He wished me well in my future endeavors, and then he told me to get the hell out. It's like, you motherfucker. So did I bring this all the way up to the... Yeah, I guess I did. But, yeah, I got screwed out of that job. I don't know what happened. I can't say that it... I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, I was more than qualified. He wanted me to be back there, be a shipping and receiving manager. All I had to do was get boxes off a truck, count them all in, box stuff up, make sure everything was counted on its way out, and I was done. How hard is that? That's what I was doing. But apparently they found somebody else. Fuck them. Interesting. Oh, I am up here. Okay. Interesting side note that came out of that was that 3 weeks later, that same job that told me that they had found somebody else was hiring for the same exact position. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, you passed me over for somebody else, and you couldn't keep that dude for 3 weeks. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's just a goddamn joke. So I put in an application. I've actually put in, oh man, what, 7 or 8 applications since then. They keep hiring for other things, other places. They have shipping, receiving. They have some data entry stuff. They have several different things that I kept saying, fuck it, you know. I'm gonna put in resumes until they hire me, because fuck it, that's, you know, I'm not one to hold that much of a grudge. It was shitty what they did to me, but you know, it's not the worst place in the world. I figure why not? They're still paying good. It's still as good as what I'm making at this place I'm at now. So why not, right? Man, I've been talking a lot. I don't even know if I want to talk anymore. I've bored you people to death. What have we gone for? Was this the 4th video? So would it be about 40 minutes, maybe? Somewhere around there. I think it's a good place to stop. Yeah, man. God, it's so good just to bitch about this stuff. My girlfriend is so tired of hearing it. This is the only place I get to talk. Even though I'm not talking to anybody because nobody ever watches these. But it's a good place to vent your frustrations. It's a good place to vent your frustrations when you don't want anybody else to talk back to you. Because there's always somebody that wants to give you that positive attitude bullshit. Oh, just keep a positive attitude. It'll all work out in the end. I don't want that. I don't want you to tell me that it'll all work out in the end. I want you to tell me, well, fuck those assholes. You got to go somewhere else. Get your fucking feet on the floor and move it. Every father figure I've ever had, that's what they've done to me. I said, get over your bullshit and go. None of this fluffy psychotherapist nonsense. Oh, it'll be okay in the end. Keep your head up. Fuck you, motherfucker. This is about planting your feet on the floor, flipping the bird off to anybody that wants to get in your goddamn way, and marching forward. That's what this is. But that is a rant for another time. Because I am tired of ranting at you. Yeah, I'm going to finish that right there. But until things get better, I will just be here digging this goddamn hole. Digging my grave. That's what I feel like sometimes. Pharaohs of Egypt built the pyramids as graves. This is my grave. My legacy. It'll be on YouTube forever. Cow. But, I'm gonna get off here, you crazy bastards. I usually don't say like, comment, subscribe, because, again, these are bullshit videos just for me to rant, bitch, and moan. But, if you did happen to watch this, you did happen to listen to me rant and bitch and moan, leave a comment, tell me your story. Tell me your horrible, work-related nonsense. It doesn't even have to be work. Just tell me your story. Tell me your story. This is our therapy. Well, this is our therapy. We're in this together. So until next time. Until next time, I wish you well in all your future endeavors. And I hope that the world lasts for you. I'll tell you guys what that motherfucker means eventually, too. But I have been nicodemoscain. Sleep well, people. Take care.